All right, well, what's up, everybody? So, I haven't done, actually, let me adjust this camera just a little bit. So, I haven't done an update video about my home theater and my setup in a long time, but I figured I would. I've had this Klipsch 5.2.4 system for about 4 years. I've had the majority of this equipment about 4 years. And I'm just here to talk about, am I happy with it? Have I had any issues, any problems? Actually, with any of my equipment at all. So, and I have done a little bit of few upgrades since my initial video. But let me just start off by saying that the clip stuff has been perfect. I haven't had not one issue with it, like with anything. The speakers perfect. There was some questions about the amps and the subs. These are the SPL 120s. I haven't had no issues with them. Um, so I've been overall very happy. So let me go back here. I got a list of my equipment. Let me see. Let me go to here. I have this stuff written down. Okay, so let's start off with the towers. So the towers are the RP 800F, and then the center channel is the RP 504C. The speakers I have in the back, the rear surrounds, those are the RP 500Ms. And then I also, let's see, I also have the SPL 120 subwoofers, and in the ceiling, I have four CDT 3650C. Everything has been great. I haven't had no issues. And do I still love the system? Absolutely. I absolutely love it. So, for just a regular living room, not, actual home theater room, anything like that, it's been wonderful. Pretty much it's overkill, but if you like watching a movie 4K, with the surround sound and all the sound effects and the Atmos and all that stuff. This has been wonderful in this obviously not very suited for theater room. It's just a regular living room, and I'm pretty sure I said that in the first video. But it's been great. As you can see, it's like pennies from heaven. They're beautiful. Obviously, normally I have the speaker grills on them. I have four dogs and I have a cat, and there's been no damage. The grills that come with these, most of them are magnetic except for the subwoofers. They have little pins that where they mount, but I've had no issues, no damage to speakers. They're perfect. Um, my house is lived in, so no issues. Absolutely wonderful. Now, let's talk about some of the equipment that I have. Matter of fact, let me go back to this other page I have here. Actually, what I'm doing is I'm going back through my videos because I have everything down in the description of my videos. So, originally I had a Sony TV, but now, as you can see, my TV, that is an LG 77-inch LG C9 OLED. And I've had it for, quite a while. I even bought it as a what do you call it? Like the show model, whatever, the floor model. And I've had no issues with it. It still works great. I actually thought about upgrading to the 83 inch. And Samsung had one on sale. It was actually a pretty good deal. I think it was like $2,400 delivered. That's pretty unbelievable for an 83 inch OLED. But I pumped the brakes on it and I decided not to. And not because of any, but just because this TV is still so good. I still don't have no issues with it. As you can see right here, I'm on my Xbox, so I do have an Xbox One X. So if we click here, we'll go to the game. But okay, we don't want that to be too loud, so let me grab my remote here. So what happened was my amp just kicked on because it's set to run off of the input. But but this TV is awesome. So, no issues with the TV. It does. Well, actually, you know what? Let me go here and let's see if I remember how to navigate all this stuff here. No, not capture. Where's the settings? Let's go to settings. And then I believe we'll go to this TV and display. And you can see I'm at 4K UHD. Refresh rate is 120. It even has the 4K details. The only thing it doesn't show is the Dolby Vision for gaming. So, and that's because this is an older model, OLED, and that's the only reason. That is the only thing not checked. Everything else is checked. So obviously 4K 60, 4K 120. It's got the 10-bit, 60 hertz, 10-bit, well, whatever. You see it right there. So, pretty awesome, right? So let's go ahead and shut this off here. And then we will go to normally what I watch TV with and basically do everything else besides the gaming is my NVIDIA Shield. Right, so let's go ahead and point down here. Let's see if you guys can see this. But so let's start from the left right here. So this is my UPS, and this is a Cyberlink 14. Well, let me see, what is this here? Let me look at my notes here. Did I write that down? Oh, I'm sorry, Cyberlink. CyberPower, it's a 1400. I got that from Costco. It's just a UPS. And the main reason I have that is because of this right here. So this is my Synology, let's see, 918 Plus. And then there I have 4 terabytes. And that's where I hold basically all my movies and my footage from my YouTube videos. And then right here, I have, of course, my Xbox Series X. And then right here, this little big thing at the top right here, that's my 2019 NVIDIA Shield. And then this is my Denon, what is the model of this? It's a Denon X4500H. And that does up to 11 channels, 11 channels of, what do you call it? It's like output, I can't think of the name, but it's 9 channels powered. And then this is my amplifier. And this is let me see, what is this thing called? It's an OSD 5500. And I believe that's a 5-channel. You can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the 5 channels at about 100 watts per channel. Now, originally I had everything powered from the receiver. 9 channels. I got a 5.2.4 because the subwoofers are automatically powered by themselves. They have their own amplification, right? But so I did have an issue with the Denon a long time ago where the amp quit in it. So I sent it off. They fixed it, sent it back. Haven't had an issue since. But I used to run this thing pretty hard, and I thought, you know what? Maybe I should get an amp because I like to crank it when I'm watching the movies or even playing some Call of Duty or whatever, right? I like to crank it, and I figured, well, let me get an amp, whatever. So what I did was I ended up picking up that amp, and it wasn't even that expensive. I don't remember how much it was. I don't even think they sell that model anymore, but it was probably $400 or $500 or something like that. But it's 100 watts per channel, and I have those on the towers, the center channel, and the rears, and that's what powers them. And then of course the subs they have their own amplification, and the only thing that receiver powers is the speakers up above, and that is the Atmos speakers. That's the only thing it powers, and I've had it like this forever, and it works great. So of course you have to set it up, when you do the room correction and all that stuff through the Denon, and it kind of sets the levels, and you kind of tweak it and make it sound the way you want it to sound. But so that is all of the equipment, and I have in the past I had a lot of questions about my my Plex, right? So you can see right here. So you can see all the categories I have. So I have 4K animated, 4K DC, 4K Marvel, 4K UHD. I mean, this is just the way I have it, right? I set it up this way. And these are all 4K movies, right? It's like having your own little Netflix. And that is ran from that Synology 19 Plus, those 40 terabytes of storage. So all these movies are on there. I don't know how many movies I have. It's too many to count. I even have some 1080p movies I had from way back in the day. But as you can see, all of these movies, right? So We can go. I think I have them on last. Yeah, date added. So we can just go to title, and then I think it goes backwards. So we'll start from. So you can set this up however you want, and this is just Plex. That Plex server that actually runs the software for the movies is on that Synology 918 Plus. It's actually on there, and what it is on the NVIDIA Shield is just a player. So this is just a player, right? And all that stuff it's wired. It's not wireless. I have a switch behind all that equipment back there, and so everything's wired. And actually, I didn't even show this, but over here in the corner, I forgot to say, but right here, you can see that over there. But that is a router. So I have my ASUS mesh routers. That is one of them right there. And I'm using a Mocha adapter that comes from another spot in my house where our network comes in, and it comes and it feeds that router right there. And that's what basically runs all the equipment on this side of the house. Some of it's wireless, but everything right here is all wired. And it works great. I haven't had no issues. ASUS is always updating those routers. And at first I did have some few problems, but once I got those wired out and I figured out, how they tend to be, especially with all the networks around me, and because I have a lot of wireless stuff, but I don't want to get too far into that. But anyway, so as far as the equipment, I mean, it's flipping awesome, right? Let's just kick on a movie real quick here, and we don't want to go too crazy, but. Obviously, you won't be able to hear this like I do, but this is like, and of course, I want to be careful with the copyright because they will copyright anything, right? But I mean, this system is freaking awesome. So I don't want to go too much into that because, like I said, I will get a copyright. But you can see how Plex works right here, right? So it even has all the actors. It has other movies you might be interested in. Plex is awesome. I know a lot of people hate on Plex, but to me, it's always been awesome. I've always loved it. But so you have access to all these movies. So almost all these movies are just movies that I converted from my own 4K files. So ripping them and then just putting them directly on the hard drive. Almost all of them are lossless, 4K Dolby Atmos. So it's awesome, right? So this whole setup pretty much I've had for about 4 years, and it's been great. I still love it. I don't regret any of my purchases at all. And because some of these are, I mean, for just a regular guy, they're pretty expensive. I don't know. I spent like $5,000 on the speakers and the amp and whatever, the TV. I think I got it used from Best Buy. Well, it was a floor model, and I think even back then I paid like $2,500, even though you could pick these up for fairly cheap now, brand new. But back then when I picked it up, I mean they were pretty expensive, So, it's just some decent equipment. It's not nothing great. It's not nothing spectacular, but for a guy, for just a blue collar worker, who works every day, Monday through Friday, on the weekends, whatever, working overtime, and wants some nice stuff when he comes home, watch some movies with his wife and his kids or whatever, it's been awesome. I have so even right here, right? So I have all my 4K Marvel movies organized in like the order that they're supposed to be organized in, right? So if you want to start from the very beginning, you could, right? And just go in order, So this is just cool, right? So instead of pulling out the Blu-ray and going through all that mess, you could just go here and access whatever movies you want. Pretty awesome. But anyway, so I don't want to go too much into this. You know what? Let's just give one more. Let me see. Where am I at here? Oops, I keep going back and forth. I'm trying to look over here on the other side of the camera. Oh, let's go. Let's just kick on let's see. It says resume, so I must have been somewhere on this movie. Here we go. All right. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get no better than Iron Man 4K. So, anyways, so I'm gonna sign this video off right here. This is basically the Klipsch 5.2.4 and running on my little home theater, with an LG OLED and all the equipment you see down below. But anyways, so if any of you guys have any questions or, obviously if you comment or, you know, just whatever, put it down below. I'll try to answer it. Hopefully some of you guys will subscribe. I try to put out content as much as I can. I've done a lot of work on my little bag truck, and then I got my new Colorado ZR2 that I've done some videos on, and just stuff around the house. But this is just a channel where I just try to, show things that I do, and maybe it'll help somebody out in making their decision. But if you're thinking about going with this Klipsch, I see this stuff way, way cheaper nowadays. So even a lot of the equipment that I have, it's a lot less expensive. So if you're thinking about Klipsch, I say go for it. It's awesome. I mean, obviously it lasts. They have no issues with these subs, nothing. Everything's been perfect. Still gets down. Still loving it. Leave your comments down below, and we'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.